Tenno, welcome to the channel. In today's guide, we are going to tackle modding in Warframe. Now, don't worry if it sounds complicated. We are not going into super advanced stuff today. Modding and damage in Warframe can get really deep, but as a new player, you only need to know the basic. I'm here to explain the main ideas behind how modding works. This way, you can take what you learned in this video and use it to upgrade your gears as you progress through the early parts of the game just by collecting the mods you find. By now, as you've been playing, you should have picked up a few mods. You can actually place these mods onto your Warframes and your weapons to make them deal more damage. This means you will become stronger when you are playing. To make it easier for everyone to understand, I will be using Vote, one of the starter frames, as our example today. So, let's head to the arsenal, and once you go to the upgrade section of your Warframe, you will see this menu right here. Now for your Warframe, you'll get specific mods designed for it. This menu might look a little confusing at first, but I will break it down for you. Every single Warframe has this stats shown on the left side. This will be different for each Warframe, of course, but in general, you will always see things like armor, energy, health, and shields. You will also notice these 4 stats over here: duration, efficiency, range, and strength. These are the 4 main stats that affect your Warframe's abilities. Duration makes your abilities last longer and can also reduce the energy drain of your abilities to toggle on or off. Efficiency reduces the amount of energy you spend to use your Warframe's abilities. Range increases the distance of your Warframe's abilities. And strength makes your abilities hit harder or have a more powerful effect. Right in the middle of your screen, you will see 8 empty slots. These are your main mod slots. Then at the top, there are 2 more. The one on the left is your aura slot, and the one on the right is your excellence slot. The 8 slots below are where you will put your mods to make your Warframe stronger. The 2 icons on the right are for the arcanes. These are like extra special upgrades for your Warframe that you will farm for much later in the game, and you can add them to your builds. Up above the mod slots, you will also see something called configs. These allow you to create different setups or builds for the same Warframe. You can buy more config slots using platinum, but please don't worry about that for now. Over on the left, you will see your Warframe abilities listed. As you start adding mods, for example, increase the strength or duration, you will actually see these changes reflected here when you hover your mouse over the ability. Then, right above the menu with all the stats, you will see the capacity displayed. This is a really important information. Every Warframe and every weapon has a certain amount of mod capacity. How you get the capacity amount is that it uses your mastery rank as the first base capacity and adds up on either the half amount of your mastery rank or your Warframe level, whichever is higher. So, I'm currently mastery rank 15, and my vote I have here is rank 0, which means it will start with 15 capacity and adds on half of my mastery rank level, which is 7, because my mastery rank is higher than my Warframe level, which is currently rank 0 or unranked. The capacity increases as you level up your Warframe or weapon up to a maximum of 30, because that is the highest rank for gear in Warframe. However, there's a way we can actually increase this capacity even further. If you go to the action menu in the bottom right, you will see an upgrade button for Warframes. In the upgrade menu, you will see a resource called an Orokin reactor or potato, which is commonly called. Currently, it is grayed out as we have yet to install this to the Warframe. What this potato does is, it doubles your mod capacity. You can buy this for 20 platinum. Or you can also farm blueprints or even fully built Orokin reactors from special events that happens in Warframe from time to time. We will talk about polarization and the other 2 actions later. So, If I use an Orokin reactor on this boat, its mod capacity will become 44. This works exactly the same way for weapons. Now, let's go back to the top mod slot in the middle, the Aura slot. An Aura mod is a special type of mod that gives your entire team a passive bonus that helps everyone, including yourself. For example, the Aura mod Rifle M increases the damage of all rifles by 27%. This will benefit both you and your teammates. But what's also great about Aura mods is that they increase your Warframes mod capacity. So, when I place this specific mod in the Aura slot, I will get an extra 14 mod capacity. This applies to all Aura mods, and remember, Aura mods are only for Warframes, not for weapons. By now, you might have noticed the small numbers at the top right corner of each mod. This number indicates how much or the cost of the capacity that mod will use up. For example, this Rush mod, which makes you sprint faster, costs 6 mod capacity. If I put it into one of the mod slots, you will see the available mod capacity go down by 6. Now, mods can also be made stronger by upgrading them in the mods section. As I upgrade a mod, its capacity cost will increase by 1 for each upgrade level until it's fully upgraded for that specific mod. Each mod has a different maximum upgrade level. Some go up to level 5, some to level 10. You can see these upgrade levels indicated by the small orbs at the bottom of each mod. So, that's the basic idea of mod capacity explained. Let's talk about these little symbols you sometimes see on the mod slots. In Warframe, you have polarities. Now, polarities can actually reduce the capacity cost of a mod if you match the polarity of the mod to the polarity of the slot. There are 3 main polarities: Madurai, which looks like a V, Vazarin, which looks like a D, and Naramon, which look like a dash. For now, I will call them in the shape they look like. So, if I put a V mod into this mod slot here that already has the V polarity, it will cut the capacity cost of the mod in half, as you can see by the green number. Now, if you put a mod with the wrong polarity into a slot, it will increase the capacity cost and showing the number in red, which is what you want to avoid. Think of it like matching shapes. Same shape is good, wrong shape is not so good. Hopefully that makes sense for you. That's why this Aura mod here gave me extra mod capacity because it's matching the polarity of the Aura slot. Remember, only the Aura mod gives you extra capacity. You will ask now, how do you get these polarities on your Warframes and weapons? Well, most weapons and frames will already have 1, 2 or maybe 3 polarities built in. If you want to add more or change them, you will need to use something called Forma. Forma is a very important part of Warframe. It is this that allows you to create powerful Warframe and weapons. You can farm blueprints for Forma from Void Relics and then you can craft them, or you can also buy pre-built Forma using Platinum. Okay, so how do you actually use Forma? Once you have one, you need to fully level up the Warframe or weapon to rank 30 first. Once it's at max rank, you can go to Actions tab and click on Forma or Polarizations. This will bring up a menu that shows the mod slots. Choose the mod slots you want to apply a polarity to it, and then you can cycle through the different polarities until you get the one you want. Don't worry if you make a mistake with a polarity. You can use another Forma on that slot later to change it. But try to get it right the first time to save resources and time. Then click Confirm. Once you've done that, you'll notice that your weapon or Warframe will be unranked again and goes back down to rank 0. Now you have an extra polarized slot and you can put in one more high level mod which helps to make your build stronger. You can repeat this process as many times as you need. But generally, most weapons and frames need at most 5 to 6 forma to create a really optimized endgame build. Hey Tenno, if you're finding this guide helpful so far and it's saving you from some Warframe headaches, do me a quick favor by hitting that like button down below. It really helps other Tenno to find this video. And if you want to stay up to date with more Warframe tips, tricks and guides, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Alright, back to the good stuff. Now, we will talk about weapon modding. In terms of capacity and using Forma, it works the same way as it does for Warframes. Weapons have their own stats shown on the left here. This includes everything about the weapon, like its accuracy, how much ammo it holds, its fire rate, magazine size, reload speed, and the type of firing mode it has. Then, you will see the damage section. Now, damage in Warframe is a very complex topic, and I have decided not to go into too much detail in this video because it is complex enough to be on its own dedicated videos. However, in this section, you'll find important stats like critical hit chance, critical hit damage, your critical hit multiplier, and then status chance. Now, status chance in Warframe refers to the chance of inflicting a status effect on an enemy. These are additional effects that can happen when your weapon hits or a Warframe ability is used. Status chance is the probability of one of these status effects occurring. Below that, you will see impact, puncture, and slash damage type. I will be making a more in-depth guide on the different damage types in Warframe as I mentioned earlier in the video, but here's a quick overview for now. In Warframe, there are two main categories of damage: physical damage, which includes impact, puncture, and slash. Then, there's elemental damage, which includes toxin, electricity, heat, and cold. These basic elements can also be combined to create more advanced elements like magnetic, radiation, blast, viral, corrosive, and gas. I will explain what each of these elements does in more detail in a separate video. Back to modding, I would suggest putting a flat damage mod, some fire rate, or attack speed mod for melee weapons, some critical hit chance, and critical hit damage mods on your weapon when you are starting out. Make sure to upgrade your flat damage mods for each weapon type first, as this will give you the biggest boost in damage early on. In Warframe, you want to fully upgrade your mods or max them out, so they will provide the maximum benefit. To do this, you will need a resource called Endo. But, do not do this in the early part of the game as it is not efficient and is very expensive to do so. This is because as you upgrade your mod, every level is using Endo on an exponential level. So before you even know it, you will have exhausted all the Endo for just one mod. To better use Endo, upgrade your mod to the middle point of the orbs below. Somewhere 6 to 8 orbs will be the sweet spots for upgrading. You will get Endo by completing missions in the game. If you really want to farm Endo specifically, I would suggest doing excavation missions on Everest or Tikal on Earth, or Kilikan on Venus and Augustus on Mars. However, I will not recommend focusing too much on farming Endo early in the game because as you progress, you will unlock better ways to obtain it. My advice is just to play the game and you will naturally gain small amounts of Endo during the mission, and then you can use that to level up your mods. In the mod segment located in the orbiter, when you select a mod, you will see an option to fuse them together, which is how you upgrade your mods. You can also transmute 4 unwanted mods into one new mod, giving you a chance for a rarer one, but this costs credits. You can also sell your mods for credits or dissolve them for Endo. Don't worry too much about Ayatan treasures just yet. We will cover this in another video. There is an easier way to get extra Endo, and that is to dissolve any duplicate mods you have in your mod collection. As you play through your missions, there will be mods dropped as you kill enemies, and sometimes you will get a lot of duplicates along the way. You can dissolve all these duplicate mods for extra endo. Just remember not to dissolve all of them and keep one extra copy just in case you need it later. You can sort your mods by duplicates in the mods section here to make this process much easier. In the mods segment, you will see different categories. You have Warframe mods, Aura mods, Augment mods, Primary weapon mods, Secondary weapon mods, Melee weapons mods, Stance mods, and so on. Warframe mods are specifically for your Warframes, and Aura mods are in their own category. For primary weapons, you have subcategories like rifles, shotguns, snipers, and bows. For secondaries and melee weapons, you mostly just have pistol mods and melee mods, with a few special ones. Augment mods are special mods that are tied to specific Warframes and improve their abilities. They are pretty much like Warframe power-ups or extra effects. Now, within these subcategories for weapons, you will find different types of mods. Damage mods like Serrations, Honor Strike, and Pressure Point increase your base damage. Then you have crit mods that improve your critical hit chance and damage. And status mods, which I will cover in future episodes in more detail. You also have general quality of life mods in your collections. Mods that improve things like reload speed, maximum ammo, projectile speed, and fire rate. Don't rush to use Forma on everything you own. It's better to save it for weapons or Warframes that you will find really good at the later part of the game. I will make a guide on the best beginner weapons and frames for you as well. But for now, just play with any weapon or frame you like. Put on some flat damage mods and you will be fine. So, I have explained a lot about modding, but you might be wondering what are some good mods to aim for at the beginning of Warframe. Well, I have made a simple list of mods you need as a beginner. For Warframes, the most important mods to get are Intensify, Continuity, Streamline, Flow, and Stretch. You will probably have Redirection and Vitality by now, but these are generally used in the very early game and you might replace them later depending on your play style. For weapons, focus on damage mods like Serrations, Honor Strike, and Pressure Point. Attack speed or fire rate mods like Speed Trigger, Shotgun Barrage, Gunslinger, and Fury, and all the crit mods like Point Strike, Blunderbuss, Pistol Gambit, True Steel, and then Vital Sense, Ravage, Target Cracker, and Organ Shatter for crit damage. Going into Aura mods, just use whatever you have available for now. The easiest way you can farm Aura mods is through something called Nightwave. I have mentioned it before in my previous video, which you can find the link at the top right corner or the link in the description below. Nightwave is like Warframe's version of Battle Pass. You can access it at the left of your orbiter. You will earn Nightwave standings and move up through the tiers and earn Nightwave's credits. You can then go to the shop section in Nightwave and you will see Aura mods available in rotation here. Now, don't spend all your Nightwave credits on Aura mods, choose specific ones you need. You will also need some of these credits to get other important resources which are 19 Extract, Orokin Reactor, and Catalyst, and other useful mods. Obviously, there are many more mods in the game, but for a beginner in Warframe, these are good starter mods that will help you progress quite far into the star chart. I will make a more detailed guide on all the essential mods you will need in Warframe as a whole, so keep a lookout for that in the future. Okay, so how and where do you find these mods? The Warframe wiki is your best friend here, or you can go to the Codex segment in your orbiter, go to Universe, then to Mods. If you look up a specific mod, it will often tell you where it can be found at the bottom. However, sometimes you haven't discovered those locations yet, so the wiki is generally more helpful in the early game. Some mods are also given to you as rewards for completing junctions and quests, so just keep playing through the game. If you find yourself struggling, then you might want to consider specifically farming for certain mods that you think will help you. Again, I just want to repeat myself to just focus on the basic damage mods first for your weapons. It is much better to focus on upgrading a serration or pressure point, for example, and get that significant flat damage increase, rather than having a bunch of unranked mods on your weapon. For Warframes, it is a similar idea. You can upgrade redirection and vitality a bit, but please don't use up all your endo on them early on. Around 5 to 6 ranks will be enough to get you through the early start chart. Then, focus on upgrading mods that affect strength, range, or efficiency depending on the Warframe you are using, and that's pretty much a basic introduction to modding in Warframe. Hopefully, this will give you a good starting point to experiment with modding and creating a few basic but effective builds early on. I hope this all makes sense. If you want to see more of how I approach Warframe as a beginner and avoid common pitfalls, be sure to check out my video How I Play Warframe as a Beginner, which the link will be on the screen right now, or you can locate it in the description below. Also, if you are just starting out with the quest, I have a whole playlist of Warframe quest playthroughs designed for beginners, so you can follow along. You'll find the link to that playlist here and in the description below as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this helpful. As usual, can play, so can you. And I'll see you all in the next video.